was just asking around people, in Greece about Giannakis, and they told me a comparison, a scorer with the mind of Dennis Rodman. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree.
What does it take to be a legend?
I didn't have any fear. My team, Aris, was a legend of the teams. We didn't won the biggest trophy, European champion, but I think the most of the people remember the time of Aris playing basketball. For me, this is a legend.
Fasoulas told us the stories about 87. Gods was a small word to describe how we were treated.
Everywhere in the Greece, the people goes out, celebrate. Everybody believes that now we could compare everyone in the world.
I would like to come back to a very special moment of your life. 73 points.
I didn't believe that I could have so many points. And one of my teammates said to me, "Do you know how many points you make?" Malaka. 73. I thought that 40, okay. It was something which I did it
Regular.
often.
Why you didn't want to try win maybe one or two more EuroLeagues?
I never explained this, but
Guys, we are today with surely, one of the biggest legends of Greek basketball. So Panagiotis Giannakis, thank you so much for being on the show.
thank you.
We would like to start with the question, why the dragon?
Oh, the way of playing, both ends. Always I was fighter, never give up, try my best, and also try to help my teammates too.
Even I was just asking around people, in Greece about Giannakis, and they told me a comparison, a scorer with the mind of Dennis Rodman. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Because as a young kid, I had the talent. What means talent? Whatever they teach me, I learn it quick, and I had the athletic skills, and I make hard practice too. Yeah, hard practice. Every exercise from the coach, I try my best, and I never cheat. I always thinking myself when coach said me, "Oh, you didn't do it correct," so I asked from him to make again and to make again. I never wanted to said me that I cheating during any exercise.
Did you notice a lot of players from your generation the same way? Going through this hard steps.
If they don't do it, they lose the opportunity to be better. For me, this is the key. If you want to get from yourself your best, you have to fight. You have to make. You don't cheating. For me, this is the key. And sometimes the talented players, because the human being situation, you grow up, you change your strength, you change your mind, your body getting bigger. Because of this, you don't practicing hard because you think that it's enough. I'm getting stronger tomorrow, but we born like this until 20 years old, always day after day, we're getting stronger, smarter, bigger. So if you want to improve all this talent, you have to make hard practice every day.
Mr. Giannakis, everyone in Greece that knows basketball, they call you a legend of the game, both as a player and as a coach. But this word legend is very big and it's very heavy, and it comes with also a lot of responsibilities, right? So tell me, in your eyes, what does it mean to be a legend, to be considered a legend?
It's difficult to say something for yourself.
We're asking you.
Yeah, for myself. But I think the people which they give to the other, to remember something from them, and to share their talent with people who getting exciting from these situations. I think always stay alive to the memory of the people.
This is nice. And what does it take to be a legend? Like, when are you a legend?
I think, I don't know if I can explain, because I'm never thinking why somebody is a legend. Because of their difference of their generations, the different results, different skills, different way of playing of their generation, because I think this is the key, keep you in the mind of the people.
And titles maybe too, huh?
Titles for sure, but sometimes teams and people stay legend from the way of playing the game in their time. Because we can have a lot of players who didn't get or teams where they didn't get the highest result, but make the people to have a great memories.
For example, besides you, who would you consider a legend of Greek basketball nowadays?
Look, for me, all the players of the Greek national team, they are legend for me.
Okay.
Because they gave hope to the society, to all the countries around the world, that small countries, they have they have the opportunity to make something incredible. Also, my team, Aris, was a legend of the teams, because that days was one of the team who big surprise of the European basketball. We didn't won the biggest trophy, European champion, but I think always the most of the people remember the time of Aris playing basketball.
I think legend starts when you impact more and bigger than only the game. Like, for example, kids on the court, you know, doing like a quick layup. Oh, like this is the layup of Giannakis, you know, like
they
trying to re-implement you, you know. It's part of their lives.
For me, this is a legend, because sometimes somebody can win something great. But I think if you go back to the history, you're gonna face teams, players, which they were part of the biggest result, but they didn't get the legend.
They're not as remembered, yeah.
But you know what I'm impressed is, for example, the kids in France, they don't know the history of French basketball. And if they watch basketball today, they watch NBA. But here I'm shocked, because even the young generations, they know about Galis, they know about Giannakis, they know about Fasoulas.
True.
So where does this come from that even the young kids, they're so proud of this history of Greek basketball?
Look, for me, their families getting a lot of feelings. So they teach their kids what happens. And if you put it in the computer, in AI, that this kind of the players, they're gonna beat Soviet Union, Yugoslavia, also the rest of the European teams, Italy, that days. If somebody knows how we starting play basketball, I started play basketball. Never imagined that could happen all these stories about the the basketball.
This episode is brought to you by Betsson, a dear supporter of international sports with 60 years of experience represented in over 24 countries around the world. In basketball, Betsson sponsors the Lithuanian national team, the Lithuanian National League, Aris Betsson, Peristeri Betsson, and Mykonos Betsson. In football, Betsson even supports powerhouses such as Inter Milan, Club Brugge, Racing Club, and Boca Juniors. Beyond football and basketball, Betsson is present in so many other sports, reinforcing its commitment towards the athletes, the teams, and the sports community globally. Thanks again, Betsson, for supporting this episode. Without this trusted partner, all of this wouldn't be possible. Thank you so much for bringing these incredible conversations to life. We truly appreciate you. On to the next one. How did you start to play basketball? Like, bring us back to your beginning.
1969, let's say, I play football in the place which was ground without any standards of football, but we put rocks as a goal net, and we play there. The time passed through, and one night I saw two teams comes in the open court next to the place which I play football, and I started watching, and I saw to play basketball some kids, players, top local players. So when I play football, I shoot sometimes the ball for like a kid, which the kids, when they see the ball, they wanted to use it. So I was like this. And always I was a person who ran, jump, make a bicycle, all this, I did it. So after 1 year and a half, 71, a team was there, EuroLeague from Nikia. They tried to find kids to make cadet team. So I was one of this. They saw me to play a little bit basketball in the open court. They told me, why you are not coming to play basketball? So I went and I stuck with the basketball in the open floor. In the beginning, I didn't have good shoes, whatever I had. My first good shoes was from my teammate, older than me, who gave me a pair of shoes, and I remember what was leather shoes, but open it on the side. So I went to a person who fixed it, and I had my first good shoes.
And you were still scoring threes in the leather shoes, huh?
We didn't have threes. We didn't have threes. We have everything, but no threes.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. No threes.
Yeah, it was. And I had a picture which I started playing with a men team quick.
Yes.
14 years old, I started playing with the men team.
The first senior team.
Yeah.
How do you become a player of the main team, senior team at just 14? When you started not so long ago basketball.
With leather shoes.
I think that I was aggressive. I ran everywhere. So to do this, and I learned the skills. And in that days, maybe it was not so athletic, the players, but still they were old. So a person 30 years old to play with a person with 14 years old was...
And you were aggressive at 14 against guys
Yeah, I was
30.
aggressive, yeah. I didn't have any fear.
You know, aggressiveness we spoke about it, and we like to ask the players these questions. Sometimes they are forced into this state of being aggressive because the way they're raised, the way they are born. For you, how did it become a part of you to be aggressive this early?
I never explained this, but I think that I never have any idea about what is going to happen if I hit my body.
So there's no fear.
Yeah.
Zero scareness.
No. I wanted to see what's going on.
You want to push it to the limits,
Yeah.
find the limit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to go
No,
even.
I didn't try to hit anybody.
Yeah. But you.
Yeah, I try for the ball. Yeah. I try to learn from the skills which the coaches teach me. I remember myself. A coach told me, okay, in this defense, zone press, play last one. And I was exciting to play 2 against 1 and to try to stop them with the faking. From the beginning of my career, I wanted to do this. Also, I was exciting when I guard somebody and somebody of my teammates has a problem, and I try to go to help and to recover my player. So this is the type of learning the game. And also, I remember sometimes when I was the last one, I play with faking to stop them. I get the rebound and I make long pass for fast break to my teammate. So I love it to do this.
But Mr. Giannakis, I'm trying to go even further in the roots of this origin. Is why did you want to push this limit? Why did you want to attain? Like, was it the way you were raised? Was it your parents? Why this quest to see how far you can go with your body?
No, do you know something? I wanted in the game. I didn't have any. I didn't try to give less for every moment of the game for the next one. I wanted always to go everywhere if I saw any weaknesses. This is make me happy, make me exciting. I remember myself to be wet until my shoes be wet.
Incredible.
And that's where you felt good.
Yeah, I felt good. Yeah,
How do you, because I think this is a very interesting topic. A lot of players are so talented and rely on the talent, right? How do you teach aggressiveness, or can you even teach it?
Look, I try to make them to understanding that when you are young, your mother and your father give you your DNA. It depends on you how you're gonna build your future. During the way of grow, that time is the time which you're gonna work hard and to give inside of your body and in your mind all the strength. When you are young, this strength become plus every day, plus, and give you the opportunity to have longer life, basketball life, sports life, and keep your talent in the top level. There is one weakness. Because you are a talent and you're getting better and better every day because you grow up, sometimes you don't work hard. If you don't do it, you're gonna face, after 24 years old, what you miss. Because after that, the strength you lose your strength easier every year. Yeah. And after 30, you go right away down. For me, the point is to understand when you are young, if you put strength, is double than you do it after 30. So I'm trying to make the kids understanding. Don't lose your time when you are on the floor. If you don't want to go to the floor, I agree, make something else, but don't go. If you go, put all your mind and your body on the floor to give your human life the best of your talent. Because sometimes the kids lose their concentration.
Especially now, huh?
Yeah, especially now, I can understand them. I give excuse because there is a lot of things around them who seems easy, but easy comes, easy go.
We're speaking of body and physical condition. Mr. Giannakis, how old are you now?
I'm 67 and I'm going to 68.
67 years young.
But I'm looking at your biceps right now.
Yeah.
I am shocked. Like, you're like a monster now. So
this is a gift from my young days. This is a gift. I still do something, but this is a gift.
But I see the wrist, I see the fists. I'm sure you destroyed a lot of people when you were playing.
I love contact. I love contact.
Yeah. Do you miss this contact part of the game now? Because you have this psychological approach, but it seems like you rely so much on the contact and physical part of it. Do you miss it? Even so many years later.
Look, when I play, I use it while. But not so much. Yes.
We spoke about the past and the past of basketball. We had Fasulas on the podcast, right? That told us that basketball back then was not this popular and then shifted. And we would like to know, how was Greece in the 70s?
Look, the basketball players was something... no man game. It was a little bit a game for the soft people.
And you changed it.
This was from the society, not from the really, because there was strong guys. I remember some athletic of them, and I saw them play and I like that way of playing. But basketball sometimes give you the sign that you can do that, you can do everything alone. So was popular with the players who make scores, who take a lot of possessions, make a lot of dribbling, but it was a small community. But community from the small cities, like my city, Nikia. We were in the top teams of Greece. Some other small places, but also and the historical teams like Olympiakos, Panathinaikos, Aris, so Iraklis, Panionios, but it was not so popular. Sometimes there were a lot more fans when Aris PAOK play, Olympiakos, Panathinaikos, AEK, that teams, but not so many. After 87, starting a little bit with my team, Aris, from 85, 86, who starting play good in Europe, during the week, every one game a week. Starting make some good wins, but after 87, explosion. Everyone wanted to have a basketball in their hands. And I remember that days, one person who brings basketball from Japan, from the States, told me, "What did you do?" Because when I had an interview after the winning the European Championship, I said, I love to see every kid to have one ball to dribbling on the road.
You said this?
Yeah, I said this.
That's because of you that everybody had a basketball there.
I don't know because of me, but I said that because I remember when I was visiting 1979 first time in the States with the Greek national team, and bad losses that days from universities, but it was big lessons for us. I remember that I saw in the New York, United States cities, I saw many kids to dribbling on the road. So I remember this picture, and I wanted to see that in Greece. And it happens.
But you know what I'm fascinated about right now is I'm just realizing while we speak is we have in front of us like a history changer.
Yes.
Because you literally are part of the generation that changed everything about basketball in Greece. And Fasoulas told us the stories about 87.
Yeah.
But the celebrations, millions and millions of people. And he told us a very, very marking sentence. We asked him, like, we said, but you guys were like gods. He said, gods was a small word to describe how we were treated.
Yeah.
So please tell us about these 87 celebrations and what this really meant for Greek history, simply like that.
It's difficult to explain, but I'm trying. Everywhere in the Greece, the people goes out, celebrate around the city, small, big, even in Cyprus. Every Greek feeling like that explosion, the power who had everyone inside of them. Everybody believes that now we know that we could compare everyone in the world. Because before that, most of the Greeks, they didn't believe that we can give something in the rest of the world, in the rest of Europe. Always feeling that Europeans, people are better than us. We don't have the facilities, we don't have the information. And you have to understand, in that days, we learned basketball. I remember that we didn't have so many information. Our coaches tried to find a small book. If somebody traveling in the States, to bring some information for drills, for something to give us. And because I live inside of basketball. As I said, I love it and I live it because I think basketball is something like the life. Okay, it's nice to make something good for yourself, but it's excellent if you make something for your team. Because teamwork gave this type of results, Greek results, to beat teams who had the factory of sports. If you remember that days, all the East countries, they try from kids, choose kids for every sport, other doctors, coaches, facilities. I'll never forget 1975. I went to Yugoslavia, play Balkan games. Excuse me. as a junior. And we went to a small city, Tsatsak.
Oh, yeah.
Obradovic from there. He remembers 1975, I played there. So he remembers me from that days.
Oh, my God.
So,
it's a small village, man.
yeah. And that days, they had the big gym, closed gym, with 5,000 people watching the game. And outside of the court was, they didn't have roads, was ground, but the gym was there for the kids. So, and here we have 3-4 small gyms around the Greece. One big in Saloniki, okay. Nick Galis now, Palais de Sport that days. So 5,000, and one in Patiskia, 2,000 people inside, and the rest it was nothing. So we didn't have the information. That's the reason which I'm telling you. Without information, without facilities, we arrive at that level.
This is crazy.
Coaches, yeah, because the coaches love us and push us that we can do it. So through this situation, to arrive at that level, that means a lot. The people, they have a lot of strength inside. Sometimes they don't try to discover. They don't try to fight. They don't try to see that doesn't mean anything if you don't succeed. But you have to try. If you try, you learn. You learn. From the best coach of you is the opponent. So give you the test, and after you go to the court and you work. Maybe you cry in the beginning of losing. Maybe you cry a lot but stop crying and start working. And we did it.
I want to come out of retirement, man.
Because 1986, we went to prepare before the World Championship in Spain, because we had qualified game against France. We went to the States and we play with more athletic people. The black kids were more athletic. They jump, they run quick, fast, they dunk, they block. So you face up this situation. We didn't have so many views of this. So we went and we received by 40 every game. We lose, we cry, we feel sad, bad, but we make practice. We go to France, we play against great team that days, and we beat them. After a crazy game, after 3-4 overtimes, 140, 140, 130,
Jesus.
Something like that. I don't remember exactly the score. So after that, we went to World Championship and we saw that we can play.
You had confidence also.
We didn't finish in the top level, but we finished 10th. But we faced Soviet Union, Spain, Brazil, that days, great team.
Oscar Schmidt?
Oscar Schmidt, yeah, my friend. We lose him, yeah.
I would like to come back to a very special moment of your life. The 24th January 1981. Nikaya against Aris, Giannakis against Galis.
Yeah.
73 points against 62 points. What the hell, man?
And you scored 73.
What was that?
When the game finished, because I was scoring guard, my teammates helped me. I didn't believe that I could have so many points. So we went to the shower, and one of my teammates said to me, do you know how many points you make? I said to him, no, I don't remember. I never count my points. He said to me, Malaka, don't remember what did you do? Netulo, Yes, I said to him. So, so he told me, Malaka, 73. I thought that 40, okay, or 45, or 35, that was okay for me.
That was okay.
I mean, it was something which I did it...
Regular.
No, often. That days with my team. And I was surprised. And one other teammate, because it was open sour altogether, and the other teammate said to me, Malaka, I saw the game. It was my first time in my life. Saw the game stand up.
Incredible.
Because he played, but he never hit the ball. Maybe it was unbelievable. I remember that we had an exciting team because my team was all the players around neighbors. That was nice for me. That was one of my best memories because, because we make this type of game, because that day Aris was one of the team who tried for the championship. We were a small team. I mean, a team from the city, from a small city. But all the players was around each other. We go out to eat. We go out for movies. We make a lot of together.
Do you even miss a basket when you score 73 points, or everything was going?
I remember I had a high percent. I had that game high percent. It was a unbelievable game. After one overtime, but it was incredible. Maybe this make the Aris to spend a lot of money to make me trade. They didn't want me to be opponent of them.
Speaking about this, about the buyouts, I've read like some articles saying that at this time it was record amount that a team spent for buyout. If you had to put it like into today's like money, currency, economy in euros, what would be the equivalent of this buyout?
Look, I remember that the same year was a big trade in football. So football that days, they had the big stadium, Oaka, Olympic Stadium, with 60,000 people go in. So Panathinaikos make that trade and make the trade from Panionios to Panathinaikos, one big talented player that days his name was Saravakos. So they spent 40 million drachmas, sorry. And Aris, to make this trade for basketball, spent the same.
Wow. So what is this in euros?
In that days, I don't remember. It was
but
like approximately
for today, like how much would you value it for today approximately?
I don't know.
Because we have like people, buy out at 1.5 million now, Valencia, everything. Was it more than this?
Something I don't know, because that days it was a different situation. In Greece, to trade was not on your hands. No contracts, no nothing. The players, they had only license. So we had a license with one team. If you wanted to go to another team, you have to get a permission from your team. If you don't, if your team doesn't give the permission, you stay there until you finish basketball. Wow. So that's a reason which in 1982, I went to the States, 1981-82, I went to the States to try out for the Celtics.
Yes.
So
we heard about this.
So I drafted. I was one of the first European players who drafted. And big surprise for everyone in the basketball world, because from Greece, they didn't know where was the Greece.
They didn't know where Greece was in the States?
No. When I arrived to the campus, they told me, "Who are you?" I said my name, and I said, "Where are you from?" I said, "From Greece." They said to me, "Greece? Where is Greece? You play basketball there, and you are coming to play with these kids. Why not?" I said, "I'm trying."
There was one kid in particular that you played with.
You were doing the training camp with the Boston
Yes.
Celtics, right?
Yes.
And wasn't it the time of Larry Bird?
Yeah.
So you did training camp with Larry Bird.
The first one was the rookie camp. So rookie camp was 21 players who was 9, 10 drafted, and the rest free agent. So we are going to Auerbach camp that days. We make practice twice a day. First skill, first drill, I never forget it. Full court press, 1-on-1. If you lose, you stay.
Oh, perfect for you.
God.
Perfect for you. Literally. You loved it.
Yeah.
And
We went a trip to the United States to face the universities there. So that days we played there with difficulties to play against these guys, but I had the offer to go to the universities.
Like Fasoulas.
Fasoulas goes after, Panagiotis. So 1979, I had offers to go to the universities, but I didn't get it because I lost that days a year before my father. So I didn't want to leave my mother here alone. But it's okay. So to do this exercise was not easy, to play 1-on-1. So I did it. And they kept me after this camp to the veterans camp. So I went with Larry Bird, McHale, Tony Archibald, Gerald Henderson, Robert Paris.
The greatest team ever, arguably.
Yeah. So
Incredible.
I was almost because they cut me 1 week before start the season.
incredible.
Wow.
How was it with Larry Bird, man?
I love to remember that his dive for the ball during the practice.
Every time.
He was crazy. He gave his best every moment. That was big lesson. I remember that. But I was like this too. I mean, I try to give my best every moment. This person, a big surprise for me because if you see him to walk, you never believe that this guy is gonna make some great things in the basketball. For me, this is the example. What means fighting spirit, give your best, learn the way who's gonna get your best of your skill, of your body, and of your mind you have. Okay, Jordan make something incredible in basketball. Make all the moves to become true. Flying, dancing, do everything. But Larry make the persons to understand him. With hard work, you're gonna be part of the history. You're gonna be part of the unbelievable situation.
Did you know who he was before you were going to the veterans training camp?
Look, I know, I remember. I follow the basketball, but I didn't have views that days. You remember until now, that years, we didn't have so many films from
That's crazy.
NBA.
But this team was, Boston Celtics at this time with Kevin McHale. Like this was, people call it the greatest dynasty of all time. Like more than the Chicago Bulls, more than the Lakers.
And you were so close to join the team.
Yeah. They asked me to go to Maine. They had the CBA team that days, but
G League today.
Yeah, like
like D League. But because also they wanted me to adjust to their type of game because it was not the same.
And you didn't want to do this?
No, because that days, if you go as a professional player to play that level, you're gonna miss the opportunity to play for your national team. Because that days, the professional players, they could play in the national team. So I was thinking to lose my opportunity to play for my national team from CBA contract. Yeah, I didn't want it. No, I didn't want it. So I was thinking and I came back.
Incredible.
Do you think that's also why Nick Galis never played in the NBA?
Look, Nick was an incredible player. So I don't know why he didn't try again. In that days, maybe because he drafted in 1979, if I remember well. So I don't know why he didn't try again. Maybe he loves to stay, to play in Europe, in Aris. Good for us.
By the way,
Good for us.
I think it's the good moment to open this chapter of Aris basketball and this dynasty, the golden era that you guys built. And with you and Nick Galis being the face of this whole project, tell me, because this was 6 years in a row when you won the Greek title, what was it like to be part of that team and to be teammate with Nick Galis?
Look, as you understand that in the beginning, nobody believes that we could play together because we were both of us. Yes, we were both of us scoring mentality. But in my career, even when I was scoring mentality, always I wanted to make happy my teammates. So I learned to pass, I learned to fake, I learned to play defense. I always wanted. So all these tools comes up. So in the beginning, it was not easy, it was difficult, and we tried to find our chemistry because this is the most important. And we did it because I think he had the respect to me as I had to him. I know that he has a believable talent to make points. He make points with any type of movement. But this is not enough. And so we have to give something more to the rest of the situations. Defensively, individual, also team, because you understand in the top level to win, because the rest of the teams, they have talent too. So you have to play together, to understanding each other, to bring the rest of the players in the game, because you cannot play one or two players. You need third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. In that days, maybe you didn't use so much the ninth and the eighth player.
Well, if you both score 70, you should be good.
My God.
And that days, both of us will play many minutes in Aris and in national team. So when we meet each other and we play together, give the opportunity to learn each other and to give that power to the national team too. And so this was one of the difficulties that days, because as I said these sports, maybe I didn't say that, these sports make you to believe that you can do that alone sometimes. So you have to find the balance between to satisfy your feelings and to make big results for the history.
Yeah.
So
You got to put this on the side sometimes, what you think for your
you have to do it.
ego.
For the history.
Yeah, that days, the ego was in the Balkan situation was top, was big, was huge.
Yeah.
So that's a big surprise for the people that we play together and we make these results. Because that moment, a Greek team to face against the greatest team in Europe, and also to give some great nights of the basketball history. And nobody forget that we put, let's say, 120 points against Tracer that days with a great roster. So that give to anybody that, look, to do something, you have to put the rest in the game. So I try a lot with this. I think that we did some great results, unbelievable. And I always remember all this situation with a lot of great feelings, because we make the kids to go in the game happy, families make happy. And I never forget that when we went with Nick to one game for Golomev selection of Europe against Bulgaria team, to give honor to Golomev, one of the greatest players in Bulgarian basketball. So we go back and we pass through from the board. And when we passed through from the board, we saw 3-4 villages, all the people, women, old persons, kids, waiting for us. I never forget that.
That's what it's about at the end of the day.
It's crazy.
So this cooperation gave to anybody, to everybody, us, all the basketball players, all the Greek basketball explosion, everybody wins something of this.
If you enjoyed this episode so far, comment ATH. Why ATH? It stands for Athenaeum Hotels Athens. So we have been able to record these incredible episodes with these legends of European basketball thanks to the beautiful Athenaeum Hotel in Athens. They have incredible rooms, incredible breakfast. They have distinctions for their food and for their beverages. Beautiful rooftop with an incredible view on Acropolis. So make sure, if you're in Athens, the Athenaeum Hotel is your place to be.
I've watched, I'm sure you've watched it too, the documentary The Last Dance with Michael Jordan.
Sure.
And there was this also very similar dynamic between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, where Scottie Pippen, believed sometimes that he should deserve to have the spotlight, but he understood his role and gave all into the project, supported Michael Jordan in a way that if he does this, they're going to win everything. And they won also 6. You won 6 with Galis, so a lot of people say that you are the Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen of Greece, right?
I don't know.
It's something very similar too.
I had the opportunity. I was lucky because I had the opportunity to win the European champion with Panathinaikos. Yes. So I had an opportunity to meet another unbelievable person, Dominique, and my best friend Stoyan. So the history gave me something which I expected so many years.
That was my next question. Because exactly, that was my next question. Because after Galis left Aris, and then you won the FIBA European Cup in 1993.
I did, yes.
Was it like a way for you to prove that you could be the main leader of the winning team?
For me, do you know something? Look, we did great things. This happens. I always remember that with nice feelings. So always when you are an athlete, you want to do your best. It's not to compare with somebody. is because you are with these people and you're working to do something good, nice. So I love, and I did my job as I did it before. So if the team needs from me something more, I try to do it. This way I was face my situation always.
You ended up making this move to Panathinaikos, where you won the EuroLeague. Correct? Where you won the EuroLeague in Panathinaikos.
Finally.
Finally. How was that for you?
Look, it was a present for me. Because, present from the God, maybe. Because I think that Aris deserve to have a European championship, but instead of this, get the greatness of the history. Because Aris maybe was the only one team who the rest of Europe, basketball, family, they remember Aris, even we could have a European champion. For me, this is the best way of staying the history. And so for me, it was unbelievable because after preparation with Coach Malkovich, who was a smart person, he knows basketball too much, but his preparation was unbelievable difficult for me that days. I was 37 years old, so, and also had injury from the past. But as I said I never say to the coach, I need rest. So I did it, everything.
You win the EuroLeague, and then after you retire, right?
Yeah, I retired after Olympic Games.
After Olympic Games.
So I said to myself, so when you said stop, you have to stop. Don't prepare to stop. Because if you prepare to stop, you're gonna lose your exciting of the game, your exciting of a practice. So when we finished the Olympic Games 1996, I said to my teammates first, nobody knows that I'm gonna retire. So I said to my teammates in quick locker rooms, without coaches, without anybody, except the players, thank you. And I wanted to say to you first that I'm gonna retire.
But why at this moment? Why you didn't want to try win maybe one or two more EuroLeagues?
Because I was very tired from the preparation, from the mountains, running up and down so.
We want to touch a little bit about your coaching career. And it's very unique that once a player retires, you became right away the national team head coach. How do you become the coach like this?
First, I'm going to tell you. When I was young, I never thinking that my career goes so fast. The days from 87 and then. So I prepare my life after the basketball. How was it? I finished the university. So to go to university, I go from 6 o'clock in the morning, take the bus, go 1 hour and a half to the university. I stay there from 8 until 5. I go back to the gym and I make practice until 10. Sleeping, helping with the money from my family. My mother works, my father works, so works for me to go to university. I didn't have money from my team, no money that days. So I finished the university and I get as a special lesson basketball coaching. So I finished the university, and during my career with Ionikos, I was coaching 2 teams. One team was from local division first, the other team local division second. So during this time, I was coaching. And I make some money to help me in the university to have a pocket money. So in my plans was when I finish basketball, I become coach. So, and during my career, most of the coaches tell to the press that I'm like a coach on the floor. So I help them. Also, I help them during the practice because Dragon, I was in practice too.
As a coach too?
With a lot of respect to the coaches. Always I remember that these persons suffer to put the ego of the players, because when you are young, you involve in the basketball because you're dribbling and you're shooting, never pass. Now on the floor, when you see kids play, they had maybe 5, 6, 10 balls. Everyone has a ball, and then they leave the 9 balls and play 5 against 5 with 1 ball. So that means a lot. So I always thinking the coach is maybe the person who wants more than anybody to win the team. Doesn't matter who's gonna play good, but matters if the teams win. So always I remember all this, and I'm trying to do it. So respect to the coaches, respect to every person who works around us.
And fast forward to your coaching career, very fast forward. 2005, you win the gold medal on the EuroBasket with a very special team as well.
Yeah.
What was more special, 1987 or 2005?
Look, guys, this question is difficult to answer, but what is the best for your parents? When you fell in love or when they stay together? So what I want to say? I want to say 87, something which is like you are crazy in love.
I love the comparison.
2005 is the love for the life. What's the difference? When you are a player, you are very exciting. When you are a coach, you feel more love to the people, to play good, to see them to improve, to make the sports goes further. For me, this is I cannot compare, because the 87 make one nation.
It created one nation.
Getting with a lot more confidence to catch their dreams and give example to the rest of the world. 2005 improve the European basketball in front of the best basketball in the world. So make the basketball to goes further.
Couple more questions. We're approaching the end of the podcast, and now you have this amazing project with the academy that you're having. What is your purpose with this basketball academy?
I'm trying to make the player with less talent to understand the game.
With the less talent only?
No, this is. I want to tell you, basketball is gonna be good as a last player who passed through from basketball. I was thinking, so many kids pass through maybe 10 years from basketball. Now, the most of the kids start 6-7 years old and finish. Sometimes they stop playing until 17, 18 because of the school. Through these years, I want to learn them what means basketball.
What is it?
Screening, rebounding, defense, passing.
Not only scoring, huh?
Not only scoring. Beautiful. Yeah. All the others is gonna make you to understanding what is the life too. So we wanted, and I never forget one thing. My first time when I arrived from Greece to the States to try out for the Celtics, but I didn't find somebody, so I make practice with anybody. So I went to the gym, somebody play. So when they saw me that I'm good enough to play good basketball, comes one guy, said to me, "Come from me, I'm gonna set you a good screen." And I said, "Look, he wanted to make me a good screen. I want to see this in the basketball in Greece. Because when you go to see basketball in Greece, the most of the countries, one guy dribbling, 4 players asking for the ball. Nobody set the screen, nobody moving without ball to keep busy the opponent. So all this, and nobody runs back on defense. So to do all these things, I think that is gonna make more people to love the game, to be better fans, to understand better the game, and to enjoy.
Passing through the generation, and you give so much to the new generation. And I guess you still watch a lot of basketball, knowing that you're one of the very great coaches. Who is the one player that is the most similar to your game back then?
Oh. Look, basketball getting better.
But still, you can compare. There's maybe one player that you say, he used to be a bit like me.
Reminds me of me.
Yeah.
I believe that the most of the players are better than us. So
you cannot answer this question. Got it.
No.
Fair enough.
Are you happy of the state of Greek basketball nowadays? You're happy where Greek basketball is?
No. Why?
Because I want more Greeks to be around the world.
Because they're so comfortable in Greece, though, because with Olympiacos
and
Panathinaikos, you want them to be out there.
No, I wanted to see more Greeks. I love the Greek players, and I want to give them the opportunity to involve and to have more kids, players to play around the world.
This is a beautiful ending.
I think you should ask with the closing.
Yes.
Last question.
If hopefully, for all of us, one day everything is going to be over. What is the one thing that you want to be remembered for? The one thing that you want to pass to the generation?
My motto is, one pass make 2 happy.
One pass, make two.
Oh man, this is
a
amazing.
beautiful ending. Giannakis, thank you so much. It was a beautiful conversation, and I think this one will inspire a lot of kids. So thank you so much. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, this episode has just ended, and YouTube has this incredible new feature of showing you which episode you would like to see next. And this here is the episode. So click on it, and we see you on this conversation.